Have you ever had that feeling? You're starting a trip, just buzzing with excitement, and then somehow everything just seems to go sideways before you've even left the airport. That amazing thrill of travel, thinking about new places, well, it can sometimes flip pretty quickly into serious anxiety when you hit the reality of airport navigation.
It really can. It's like a maze sometimes.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we unpack the sources you send us and pull out the most useful, impactful insights. Today, we're jumping into the, well, surprisingly complex and, let's be honest, often frustrating worlds of airports. Specifically, we're looking at it through the lens of mastering the English you really need in those situations. We got this fantastic detailed source from one of you. It's a real deep dive into actual airport scenarios, full of the common challenges people face, and crucially, the exact language that helps you navigate them with, more confidence.
Yeah, and our mission today is pretty clear, I think. We want to equip you, our listener, with those specific words and phrases, the ones that can genuinely turn that airport stress into something much smoother. We'll be pointing out those aha moments, where knowing the right language makes a direct practical difference. It's not just about getting by, it's about handling those unexpected twists travel throws at you.
Okay, perfect. Let's kick this off with a classic airport problem, straight from the source material. Picture this. A traveler, super excited, first big intercontinental trip in ages. He's got 3 heavy suitcases lined up, 16,000 kilometers ahead of him across 2 continents. Big dream trip. So he walks up to the check-in counter, feeling pretty good, and says, confidently, "I'd like to check 3 pieces."
Okay, right there. That's the first interesting language point, the word pieces.
Mm.
When we talk about luggage in English, it's what grammarians call a non-count noun. And this trips up a lot of English learners, understandably. You don't say luggages. It's always pieces of luggage, like he said. Or you just talk about luggage generally. So 3 pieces of luggage. Linguistically, he started off strong.
He did, but then, bam, the shocker. The airline agent, polite but totally firm, just drops the news. Airline policy only allows 2 pieces of checked luggage at 20 kilograms each, plus 1 piece of carry-on luggage. I will have to charge you extra for the additional suitcase.
The dreaded extra charge. That's where the dream starts to wobble a bit. The source says he gets hit with a bill for $625.
$625, wow.
Yeah, and get this. The source points out that this was more than his actual round-trip ticket cost.
No way.
Yeah, and this immediately brings up a really useful phrase for when you're frustrated or just can't believe something. How am I supposed to? Our traveler apparently exclaims, "How am I supposed to take only 2 20-kilo bags? That's absurd."
See, it's not really asking for instructions. It's more like a challenge, right? Highlighting how impossible the situation feels.
Oh, totally. I can picture the scene. It's
Yeah.
pure frustration. And then you get the agent's side with that equally powerful, very final phrase, "I'm sorry, sir. There's nothing I can do."
That one's a classic shutdown phrase, isn't it?
It really is. It signals, okay, this conversation is over. No wiggle room, no negotiation possible.
Exactly. And the source also picks up on the economic contrast here, which, so many of us have felt this, right? The traveler is just exasperated. He says something like, "You charge next to nothing for an international ticket."
But when it comes to charging for any other small thing, you charge an arm and a leg.
Yeah. Let's break those down quickly. Next to nothing. That just means super cheap, almost free, right? Right.
Yeah.
Like, wow, these flights are next to nothing right now.
Yeah.
Usually used for comparison.
And an arm and a leg is, well, the complete opposite. Hugely expensive. Like it costs a part of your body to pay for it.
You hear it both ways. It costs an arm and a leg, or they charge an arm and a leg.
And his situation, $625 for 1 extra bag.
Yeah.
That just perfectly illustrates it. It really flags those hidden costs in travel. The base fare looks great, but then...
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's standing there, right, facing this massive fee. He's got that internal battle, be stubborn, refuse to pay on principle.
Don't pay them.
Or be practical. You can't miss this flight. And eventually, he pays. The source says he felt like each pen stroke signing the credit card slip was like a surrender.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's just such a clear reminder, isn't it, why you have to understand the baggage rules before you get there. Knowing these rules, and maybe even some of these phrases, can save you so much money and, frankly, so much stress.
Absolutely. And the source really emphasizes this point. Knowing phrases like next to nothing or an arm and a leg isn't just about complaining effectively. It helps you grasp the scale of the cost quickly and make that decision, even when you're feeling pressured or flustered. Adaptability, right?
Totally. Okay, so he survives check-in, pays a small fortune, feeling a bit beaten down, but okay, hurdle 1 cleared. He grabs his carry-on, hurries off toward security, thinking, phew, the worst must be over now.
Uh-oh. Famous last words at an airport, maybe.
Right, because
Right.
the airport, as it often does, had other plans.
Naturally, security.
Yeah.
The next gauntlet. So our traveler's got his carry-on bag. The source mentions it's the same one he kind of had to wrestle shut back at check-in because it was so full.
No, I know where this is going.
Yep. He sees the sign, all electronic devices must be removed from carry-on luggage and placed in separate trays. And where are his electronics? Buried deep inside, of course. Laptop, camera, 2 portable chargers.
Oh no, that moment. We've all been there, haven't we? Having to basically unpack your entire bag in front of everyone. The silent judgment. The growing queue behind you.
It's the worst, and his bag, according to the source, actually bursts open, clothes spilling out onto the inspection table.
Oh, the humiliation.
A pair of socks apparently made a run for it. It's that moment where you really wish you'd packed smarter. Easy access shoes, liquids, and electronics right at the top.
Yeah, it's not just about following rules. It's about efficiency, getting through smoothly.
Exactly. And there's a reason for it, you know? Those dense electronics can block the X-ray view of other things, so they need separate screening for safety, which is why knowing the vocabulary is key. Carry-on bags, overhead compartment, under your seat, metal detectors, security trays, electronics.
Yeah.
And useful phrases, too, like, do I need to take my shoes off? Or where do laptops go? Or my liquids are in this bag? Our poor traveler even had to stuff clothes into his jacket pockets just to get the bag to fit into that sizing cage they sometimes have.
Oh man, talk about adapting under pressure. A real test of stuffing skills.
And resilience. It's a lesson in proactive packing, for sure.
Okay, so he finally gets through security. Probably looks like he's dressed for an Arctic expedition with clothes bulging out of his jacket pockets. But he makes it. He can finally board the flight, that walk down the jet bridge, the smell of jet fuel.
Yeah.
You hear the engines. You're almost there. He finds his seat 14A, window seat, struggles a bit getting that overstuffed carry-on into the overhead bin.
Overhead compartment, yeah.
Right, and then sinks into his seat. That feeling of relief, it's huge.
It is. But like we said, the journey isn't over just because you're buckled in. Even way up there, unexpected things can happen. Our traveler finds this out pretty soon with turbulence.
Yes, turbulence.
Yeah.
The captain's voice comes on the intercom. Calm, professional. Ladies and gentlemen, we are expecting some turbulence ahead. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. And then the plane starts shaking, maybe your drink sloshes a bit, you feel those nerves kick in. The key thing here is understanding that announcement. Words like turbulence, fasten your seatbelts. It's not just about knowing the words, it's about processing critical safety info when you might be feeling anxious.
Good point. And then something even more unexpected happens on his flight. A medical emergency.
Ooh, right?
The intercom clicks on again. This time it's a flight attendant, maybe a bit of tension in their voice. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's a doctor or medical professional on board, please make yourself known to the crew immediately.
Wow. You can imagine the feeling in the cabin then. Everything goes quiet.
Exactly. That immediate tension, maybe hushed instructions, realizing something serious might be happening miles above the ground. It's a very vulnerable feeling being airborne like that.
It really is. And these kinds of events, they just hammer home why understanding those common announcements is so important. It's not just for convenience, it's safety, it's peace of mind. Knowing key terms like turbulence, fasten seatbelt, medical professional, helps you stay informed and react the right way. It's another one of those mindset things, isn't it? Staying calm, being observant when things feel out of control, trusting the crew.
Absolutely. So after all that drama, the baggage fee, the security scramble, the in-flight nerves, the plane finally starts its descent.
Yeah.
That huge sense of relief as you feel the plane drop through the clouds, see the ground getting closer, then the familiar thump, thump of the tires hitting the runway. He's made it. Almost. Quick check. Seatbelt is fastened. Seatback is upright. Tray table is stowed away.
Yep, the landing checklist. And then, once you're off the plane, the next big step, immigration or passport control.
Right. The questions.
Exactly. You'll usually get asked things like, what is the purpose of your visit? Business or pleasure? How long will you stay? And where will you be staying? Maybe the name of your hotel or the address.
These aren't just casual chat, are they? They're necessary for security and records.
Not at all. They're standard procedure. And having simple, clear answers ready can make this part really smooth. Just confident, straightforward communication helps avoid any unnecessary delays or confusion.
Okay, passport stamped, you're officially in. Next stop, baggage claim. Got to find the right carousel and pray your bags made it too.
Baggage claim. the moment of truth. And this is where you might need phrases like, "Excuse me, which carousel is for the flight from Origin City?"
Mm.
Or the one nobody wants to use, "My luggage didn't arrive." Or, "How do I report lost luggage?" Because, let's face it, sometimes bags decide to take a little vacation of their own.
They really do. It happens.
And speaking of lost luggage and costs, this actually happened to me once. A really extreme example, tying back to those crazy fees we talked about. I was flying back to Europe from India, intercontinental flight. My main bag, with some really important stuff, got lost.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Now, it was eventually found, which was a relief, but getting it back through customs at my end,
Yep.
the process, the fees, it was unbelievable. They ended up charging me, and I'm not kidding, the equivalent of $6,000 to retrieve my own lost bag.
$6,000.
For your own bag.
6,000. My credit card was definitely screaming after that one. It just shows how these seemingly small airport issues can escalate financially in ways you'd never expect. So, knowing the process, having your baggage claim tag handy, knowing how to file a lost luggage report, it's really vital information.
Wow, $6,000 that's beyond an arm and a leg. That's
Yeah.
just astronomical. But it really drives home the point about unexpected costs, doesn't it? Okay, assuming your bags do arrive, you grab them, and then it's usually on to customs. Right, customs, where you often see those colored channels. The green channel meaning nothing to declare, and the red channel if you do have goods to declare, things you bought abroad over a certain limit, certain foods, large amounts of cash.
Stuff that might need duty paid or is restricted.
Exactly. And if you're unsure, seriously, just ask. Use the red channel or ask an officer, "Do I need to declare this?" Or, "Which channel should I use?"
Yeah.
Being upfront here can save you a world of trouble fines, confiscation, worse. Again, precise language is key.
Okay, customs cleared. You finally walk out into the arrival hall. Freedom. Now you just need to get to where you're actually going. Find transportation.
Yep. And here come another set of useful phrases. Things like, "Where's the taxi stand?" Or, "Is there a bus to the city center?" Maybe asking a taxi driver, "Do you use a meter?" Or, "How much will it cost to get to your hotel?"
Good ones. Knowing those can prevent you getting ripped off too.
Definitely. You might also need to find currency exchange or an ATM. So, where is the nearest ATM, or what's the exchange rate today? And if someone's picking you up, knowing where the designated meeting point is can save a lot of confused wandering.
That final little checklist before you leave the airport, chaos behind. Got my passport, wallet, all my luggage.
Essential. Do that check. Always. This whole journey we've traced, from that check-in counter nightmare to finally finding a taxi, it's like a practical exam in real-world English, isn't it?
It really is. So wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway here for you, our listener? We've followed this traveler from the check-in chaos through the security scramble, the weirdness on the flight, and finally, triumphant arrival. And at every single stage, knowing the right English words and phrases was basically the key to unlocking the next step, wasn't it?
Absolutely. It's not just about vocabulary lists. It's about seeing how specific words solve specific problems in real time. But beyond the individual words, what I think is really interesting, connecting back to that source, is how all these little struggles, the fee, the exploding bag, the turbulence, they connect to a bigger lesson. Adaptability, resilience, problem solving on the fly.
Yeah. Like the traveler deciding to pack smarter next time.
Yeah.
That wasn't just about saving money.
Exactly. It was about learning the system, internalizing the experience. It shows growth. And that's often what travel gives you, isn't it? Not just the sights, but these little battles, the unexpected hurdles you overcome. You collect these stories, sure, but you also build this quiet confidence, this feeling that, okay, I can handle things even when they go wrong, armed with the right words, the right mindsets.
That's a great way to put it. It really is about more than just getting from A to B. So here's a final thought for you to chew on. Next time you're planning a trip, think beyond just packing your clothes. What's one new phrase or one airport concept you'll intentionally learn or practice beforehand? Something to make you feel just that little bit more confident, more in control, ready for whatever the airport decides to throw your way.
That's a wrap for today's deep dive. We hope you found it useful. If you enjoyed it, please do subscribe. Maybe leave us a review. That always helps. And perhaps share this with someone else who's keen on growing, both in their English and just, in handling life's curveballs. Keep practicing, keep pushing your boundaries, and we'll catch you in the next one. Let's grow together.